Welcome back to Golf Simulator videos. Today I have a really cool video for you guys. I have Creative Golf 3D software installed on two separate high-end computers. One is connected to the Flightscope Mevo Plus, a radar-based unit, and then the other is connected to the UNEEKOR QED, a camera-based unit. Now you guys probably have seen these videos inside the GSV studios already. It's time to do some more comparisons. I'm going to do putting and chipping inside of Creative Golf. We're doing it side by side. On the left-hand side, you can see I have the UNEEKOR QED running. On the right-hand side, that's the Flightscope Mevo Plus swing camera in the lower left. And then in the lower right is that video, club, and ball replay coming from the UNEEKOR QED. I thought that'd be really cool since we're doing some comparisons to kind of see how the ball's rolling down the line. All right, so before I get going, if you guys haven't had a chance to subscribe to the channel yet, please do. I appreciate it. It helps me, and then you guys get alerted on videos that are upcoming. So tons of content coming, tons of content already in the channel, and then if you comment below and let me know what you want to see, I'll do my best to get to it. So hey, let's go ahead and get started here. We will go to the practice area first, and then we're going to go to chip and putt. And then there's this putt right here in the middle that I think is perfect. It's 24 feet, all right? And we can do a shorter putt and some different testing even from this area. So let's just go ahead and start that off, all right? Now the first thing I want you to notice is that down in the lower right of the Mevo Plus screen, you'll see that it's in fast putting. Now it's going to automatically select that for you. When you're playing with the Flightscope Mevo Plus, it uses putting thresholds. Okay, so if it's under a certain distance, it's actually a slow putting threshold, and then if it's over a certain distance, it's a fast putting threshold. I'm not going to get into those details today, but that's how it works, and it automatically selects it for you. So if you were to hit a 5-foot putt right now, it's actually, I mean, generally you'd want to be a little over 5 for a radar-based unit, but let's say 10 feet. Okay, you hit a 10-foot putt, it's not going to read it because you're in the fast putting mode. Okay. So you could manually switch that for some reason, but it generally always automatically selects and you're good to go. But let's go ahead and focus on the 24-foot putt we have set up that is 0 inches, so it's not uphill or downhill. And let's see how we can do on both of these units. 24 feet. Not a bad putt, just to the right. A little more to the right on the Mevo, 24 feet versus 24.5 feet. Wow, that was really close. Really close. All right, let's do another. I feel like I had that speed right on. Pushed it right again though. I saw that right on my screen. And look, it pushed even further right on the Mevo. So if you look at where this ball is, I kind of was getting after it. Look how right of center that is. That's that right that you're seeing at cup. So let's see what we can do here to get this down the line. The speeds are speeds in the deviation seem relatively close right now. 24 feet. And you guys can look right on there. Boom, in the hole. Oh, it went just right of center on the Mevo. But the distance, 24 feet and 24 feet. Very close. Very close. Now, let's focus on some short putting. Let's say that we only want this to carry 10 feet. So I'm going to change this putting mode to slow putting mode. It's about 10 feet to my screen. We don't even need a cup out there because all we're doing is testing putting. Straight ahead, 10 feet. That's going to be 11 or so, and maybe 12 because I got it up the hump. 12.5 feet. The Mevo did not like that, and I'm in slow putting mode. Interesting. You know, the radar-based units have been a little more of a struggle for putting. Let's see if we can do that one more time. I'm going to aim for about 10 feet. A little shorter that time. That's still 11 or so. Yeah, 12.5, 7.5. So the Mevo picked it up that time, and it picked it up a little bit slower or shorter of a putt at 7.5 feet, even though I carried it about 11 feet to the screen. And so here's where the difference between these camera-based and radar-based systems come into play. The camera-based system is allowed to measure the ball over a short period of time. And so your stimp reading from this turf here really doesn't come into effect. It's nice for your matchup. So if this is rolling nice and close to your software like mine is, I mean, I'm carrying mine just past the 10-foot mark, and you can see how I'm carrying it 11 or 12 feet. So it's very close. Now, if the radar is reading it for a longer distance, the stimp has an effect on your turf stimp has an effect, and it could slow it down. Now, you could go right onto eBay and get a right angle stimp meter, or even make your own, okay? It has to sit on a certain angle, and what it does is you roll it out, and for how long it rolls, there's a calculation, and that's how you can get your stimp reading of your turf. Okay, so you could understand that a little further if you wanted to look into it. Let's go ahead and hit one more 10-foot putt, and then we're going to do some left and right before we move on to some chipping. That's closer to the 10.5, 11 range. 11 feet. 11 feet. That was closer. So the Mevo might have had a little bit of a variation with that, depending on my speed maybe, or depending on its reading. Let's do one more down the center real quick. Eleven and a half or so. 11.5. 12.5. Mevo was a little longer that time. So I'm getting a little more of a variance out of the Mevo. I'm able to carry this cluster of balls here on the UNEEKOR QED a little more precisely. And the radar seems to be giving a little more of a variance on the putting. So check this out. Let's say that, I'll tell you what, I'll aim straight, but I'll kind of purposely push a 15-foot putt or so to the right. That's way more than a 15-foot putt, but at least it's way to the right. And you can see both of them read it right reasonably well, 3.5 feet to the right from the QED. All right, let's try to aim left this time. So like I pulled it really hard, or I wanted to manually aim left. That's kind of what I'll do here. That should be a little closer to the 15, 16-foot range. 16.5. 9.5. Okay. But I definitely feel like the UNEEKOR picked that up a lot closer. And it looks like it's allowing me to go left and right more. All right. I do like the ability to read left and right. Let's say that I pulled it I'm going to aim straight, and let's say I just pulled it really hard. I hit it, 30 feet or so. Pulled it hard to the left. Here's the difference. The Mevo Plus is not in the fast putting mode, and I'm hitting it outside the threshold. So let's go into the fast putting mode again and try to get some deviated putts with a little faster. And I apologize there. Don't want to throw you guys off. There's obviously a lot going on with multiple systems and everything. So let's say you crushed this sucker 30 feet to the left. Huge pull. 30-some feet to the left. Oh man, 32 feet. Yeah, that's 40 feet on the Mevo. So once again, with a fast putt, it looks like it read it left, but it was getting a lot longer of a putt. So let's do that again. Let's say I'm going to just push this thing way to the right. My alignment's way off, 30-some feet or so. That's a little shorter. That's only 26 or 7. 25.5, 22.5. All right, so let's hit one more hard one to the right, because I didn't quite hit that hard enough. And you guys are now getting to see right and left versus just straight. Camera versus radar. A little bit harder. 28 feet and 25.5 feet. And now I'm going to hit one more dead straight for you guys. I'm trying to do an extensive test here for you. We're going to try to go dead straight. 24 feet. We're on the fast putting mode, so we should be good. That's short. That was my own fault. That was short. That was 19.5 feet. Talk about leaving one short. Only 16.5 though on the Mevo. I feel like that was closer to 20. All right, 24 feet. Still short. 21 versus 19. That was closer. All right. It's time for chipping, guys. Let's go out to the chipping section, and I'm going to show you guys some different styles of chips to see how they both perform. Let's go down to our menu, and let's go to finish. Actually, we can just go to player and position because we're on the practice area. Let's just select this little guy here. What is it, 18 yards? That's fine with me. I think those are the chips that need to perform. We can go out in the range and do a comparison later. All right. Show you some different style chipping really quick. Trying not to make the video too long, but I'm trying to make it extensive enough where you guys can get an understanding of the data between the two systems. So both are on the chipping mode in iron or wedge. Let's just do a normal chip. I would normally carry this 50 feet or so. Love how it takes off from the screen. I don't know if you guys are aware of how that works or not. So the Mevo read it a little farther to the right, but look at the distance. 17.5 versus 17.5. Was that identical? Wow. Okay. I love the replay. You guys are getting to see the video replay from the UNEEKOR QED. Awesome stuff. Normal chip again. Oh, look at this. In the hole. Uh-oh. What happened on the Mevo? Because I felt like that was right at the hole. 22.5 yards versus 18. I can't believe I made that in a hole. I mean, I felt like I watched that thing hit the screen and go right out. Got a little bit of a different reading there. The only difference that we have going on here is that we're not using the metallic dot for spin. So to give the Mevo the fair chance, fair comparison, whatever you want to say, benefit of the doubt is what I was kind of looking for. Let's use a Bridgestone ball with the markings on it, if you guys are aware of what that is, okay? And then let's trying to get it to kind of focus for you. It's obviously going to be very difficult to get that to focus. But these little Bridgestone balls, okay, have all these markings on them. If I can get it to focus, that's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. But anyway, basically, they have the three dots around them, and then we have a metallic dot over top of one of them that doesn't affect Bridgestone. I've been using that. See if I can get that to kind of focus as I move it away a little bit. You can see it. All right, and so we're going to use this ball instead. I'm going to face that towards the screen. I already tested with UNEEKOR. If that metallic dot goes into the camera, it does read it just fine. So now, let's see what we can do. Normal chip again. Oh, that wasn't a good chip though. I hit just a little bit behind the... Okay, 16 yards, 16 yards. So now let's do a little more of a bump and run. Aim our metallic dot right at the screen. That just wasn't a good chip. It was left. It had some spin on it. 23 versus 17. Let's see if I can do a better bump and run. That's it right there. Oh, I almost made two in one session. And it went in. It went in on the Flightscope Mevo Plus. I was like an inch short. An inch short. That's 2 chip ins in our little practice session here. That's awesome. Good stuff. Man, if I could make these 18-yard chips all the time, that would change my sim scores, that's for sure. Now we're going to play a little more of a flop shot. Just going to kind of open up my stance. Looks like the Mevo read that flop a lot longer. 19 yards versus 28 yards. Wonder what happened there. The spin was even close, because I felt like my chip was pretty close there. I caught kind of a flyer on the Mevo for some reason. Not quite sure why. Let's try it again. A little more of a flop shot. Way up high, way long. Crisp it. That's good though. 26 yards and 28 yards. Okay. Sucker was gone. I really wasn't paying attention to the distance that well. I need to, so 18 yards. Let's try to get this flop a little closer. There it is. Well, I landed it by the pin. It just rolled out a little bit. And same with 21 and 21. Okay, carry distances were closer. Landed it right by the pin. That last one, I just kind of wanted to flop it and really wasn't paying attention to the distance. All right, let's do a normal chip again. Roll up there. Left it short. 16 yards. 16 yards. Seeing some very comparable data here, guys, for putting and chipping. Looks like the Flightscope Mevo Plus. It's going to have some downfall with some putting. I mean, the radar has a little more difficult of a time reading the short putting. It did pretty well. And just remember, that's way far. Way far. Just remember that 23, 11 and a half. I definitely feel like it was closer to 23. Getting some variables out of the Mevo here that I'm usually pretty consistent with the Mevo Plus. So why am I getting a couple randoms? I'm not quite sure. Let's try doing another little bump and run, see how that reads. I like that bump and run, just left of the hole. 18 yards, 23 yards, carry of 13 and 17. Spin numbers. There's the whole list. You guys get to see the whole list of spin comparisons. I mean, the data is side by side there. You have launch angle, backspin, shot distance, both carry and total, distance to the pin, the deflection, the ball speed. I mean, it's all there. That's how cool this, the Creative Golf 3D software is. I mean, it's literally just running down. So since this video is so extensive, I just feel like, we'll do separate ones that will cover more. You guys can comment below and let me know what you think of this. I hit some random shots here. Hey, we chipped a couple in the hole. But I really want to know what you guys want to see. Let me know and I'll do more comparisons. I think I'm going to put the systems up against HD Golf. I haven't taken the UNEEKOR QED system yet and put it up against HD Golf, so I think we might do that. Creative Golf 3D has proven itself to have a really nice ball trajectory algorithm that it's taking the data from. Like its putting, I like the chipping, but I like all the softwares. Like I always tell you guys, they're all unique in their own way, and I like them all. So you tell me what you think in the comments below. I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for tuning in to Golf Simulator videos, Creative Golf 3D software, the Flightscope Mevo Plus, and the UNEEKOR QED for putting and chipping. Thanks a lot. Take care.